Okay, let's talk about Isekai. That beloved genre where characters are suddenly whisked away to another world. You've got everything from ReZero to Overlord, Sword Art Online, No Game, No Life, where characters are zapped into fantastical realms, usually with some over-the-top powers or missions. It's a genre that's as predictable as it is beloved, right? Now, picture this. A bunch of anti-heroes, like the Suicide Squad, for example, right, are plopped into an isekai setting. Imagine the chaos, the humor, and the unexpected twists as these guys navigate a world that's not just about saving the day, but also about survival, teamwork, and maybe even a little redemption. So buckle up, because we are diving into a wild ride that is Suicide Squad Isekai. First off, let's break down who's behind this madness. The anime was written by Teppei Nakatsuki, the guy who brought us ReZero, a show that was successfully made with audiences crying and questioning their life choices. He's no stranger to the twisting what-if scenarios, so it's no surprise he's bringing his isekai game to DC. Now, the studio behind the chaotic ride is Wix Studio. These guys were the ones responsible for Attack on Titan, the first few seasons, The Ancient Magnus Bride, and The Great Pretender from Netflix. You know, shows that actually made us want to stick around. They're now gearing up to handle up the new One Piece, called The One Piece. Well, like, it's basically going to be One Piece, the One Piece version of Dragon Ball Kai, where they just took out all the filler and put everything that matters with a little up touch of drawing and stuff like that. If you've seen Dragon Ball Kai, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, this is what the One Piece that's coming out this year is going to be, by the same people of Wix Studio. The Suicide Squad first made its debut in DC Comics in 1959, created by writer Robert Kanigher and artist Ross Andru. Originally known as the Task Force X, this team of anti-heroes was initially a group of World War II soldiers. However, the concept evolved, and in 1987, under the writing of John O. Schrader and the art by Luke McDowell, the modern version of the Suicide Squad was born. This iteration featured villains and anti-heroes who were coerced into dangerous missions by the government in exchange for reduced sentences. Over the years, the Suicide Squad has many very massive characters like Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Killer Croc. You wouldn't even believe it. Like, each iteration brings out its own unique flavor to the team, blending dark humor, action, and moral ambiguity. Whether on the pages of the comic or on the screen, the Suicide Squad continues to captivate fans with its blend of heroism and villainy. So the plot, it's basically Suicide Squad if they got sent to another world. I mean, literally that's the title. While it sounds like it's an interesting theory, let's be real, this isn't exactly new territory. Comic books have been playing with the idea of being isekai for years. Heck, I'm pretty sure there's a Suicide Squad comic out there of them somewhat getting isekai in some way. But hey, it's not like it's going to stop anyone from watching. If you're into anime and you like DC, then you'll probably get some stuff or some fun out of it. Still, when you break it down, the plot doesn't do anything really groundbreaking. I mean, Suicide Squad characters in an isekai. Sure, that sounds cool, but it's not exactly a plot twist of the century. That's why I give the plot a 1.4 out of 3. It's fine, but don't expect something that's going to blow you away. Alright, let's talk about the world building. Now, this is where things get a little murky. I mean, the world building is definitely different from what we're used to in Suicide Squad comics, but not exactly fleshed out enough. Not at least fleshed out enough to leave an impact anyways. You've got your standard isekai tropes, new world, new rules, and of course weird creatures, but nothing is really all that fresh. And honestly, Creature Commandos did this better. They threw a bunch of weird superpowered people into a new country, but it was different people, different culture and stuff like that, and it was kind of more entertaining and more vast. Here it just feels like Suicide Squad was just put in some random fantasy world and just called it a day. There's no real depth, and you're left wondering if the world is just here to serve the plot or if it's the other way around. That's why I'm giving the world building a 1 out of 3. Now, character development. Yeah, this is where Suicide Squad kind of falls short. Sure, you got your usual DC characters with their typical flaws, Harley Quinn being chaotic, Deadshot being all broody, etc. But they don't really evolve. The characters feel more like they're ticking boxes rather than going through a real growth. Sure, they've grown because they're like the let's team up and save the world vibe. We've seen that shit 1,000 fucking times, okay? Suicide Squad gang doesn't need any more development at this point, to be honest. They've already had their arcs and comics and movies, so this is just like they're running through the motions. I'm giving this about a 1.5 out of 3. They're entertaining, but it's used up. I mean, there's nothing new that you would get from these characters. You've seen it all, really. Like, even if you are a new watcher, it wouldn't really give you anything new or nothing that different than what your friend right next to you that just watched the movie or read one comic or seen one of the animated series could tell you. So it's not that much character development. To be honest, I think I'm really being really fucking nice with the 1.5. I want to change my score, but it's too late. When it comes to animation, Suicide Squad Isekai has moments, but overall it's not mind-blowing. The action scenes can be pretty solid, but there's nothing to show you that makes you want to just pause it just to appreciate its pretty visuals. I mean, there's definitely some cool moments, but not like a rewindable, slow it down moment. They don't have crazy moments that you just gotta rewind and pause and appreciate like you would for Attack on Titan or Mob Psycho. The art style does its job. The characters are easy to distinguish, but it's nothing to really rave about. It kind of makes me a little worried for this One Piece remake. Hopefully it's like the Fishman Island remake that they're airing right about now. But it's not really too much to be really impressed about, but it's nothing really too much to really rant about on this. So that's why I still give it a surprisingly high 2.5 out of 3. It doesn't stand out, but it's not terribly bad. So, according to my calculations of all categories, the Suicide Squad Isekai totals out to a 6.4 out of 12. Not bad. It's alright. It's okay. Alright. It doesn't make it the runner-up for any rewards, but it's not terrible either. It's one of those shows that entertaining enough to watch, but not really something that you would be dying for a season 2. I mean, if you're a DC fan and you're a huge anime fan, I'm sure you'll give it a shot. But if you're expecting something revolutionary, maybe just lower your expectations a bit. It's definitely not bad, but it's just right there. Like, it's not mid neither. It's a little above mid. If you like this video enough, please support the channel by go ahead and hitting that like button. And if I've earned your subscription by now, then and go ahead and hit that subscribe. Let me know what you feel about my videos in the comments, and if you think you have a better opinion of Suicide Squad Isekai than I do. And if I haven't earned your subscription yet, how about you check out this video right here that's somewhere on the bottom about me reviewing the legendary horror manga turned into anime, Uzumaki. And hopefully by then I'll earn your subscription. See you later.